This is the Cholo News Report for Thursday 28 March 2019. The European Union says it's suspending Operation Sophia ship patrols. Instead, the operation will rely on air missions and close coordination with Libya. EU also announces the mandate for Operation Sophia, which was scheduled to expire March 31, 2019, will be extended for 6 months. Brussels. The EU said Wednesday it will suspend ship patrols that have rescued tens of thousands of migrants in the Mediterranean and brought them to Italy, amid deep resistance by populist Rome. But the election of a far-right populist government in Rome last year changed the fate of the mission, with authorities taking a much harsher stance towards rescued migrants heading for Italian shores. James Alex Fields, who drove his car into a crowd of protesters at the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, in 2017, killing 1 person and injuring 28 others, pleads guilty to 29 federal hate crimes. He will be sentenced on July 3, 2019. Hayes' mother, Susan Bro, told reporters after the hearing that she didn't oppose the deal that spared her daughter's killer. Hundreds of white nationalists converged on Charlottesville just before the start of the fall term to protest to the city's planned removal of a statue of Confederate Gen. Robert E. Lee. Jake Patterson pleads guilty to the kidnapping of teenager Jane Kloss and the murder of her parents last year. While her father went to the front door, Jane and her mother hid in the bathroom, clutching each other in the bathtub, with the shower curtain pulled shut. More than 100 migrants hijack a merchant vessel that rescued them off Libya's coast, ordering the crew to head towards Malta. Malta's military said the ship would not be allowed into its waters. The mission was put in place 4 years ago to deter people smugglers and rescue migrants trying to reach Europe by boat. Lately, the mission has largely targeted smuggling networks as the number of people making the crossing dropped sharply following a controversial deal between the EU and Libya. Judge James Boasberg of the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia blocks Kentucky from implementing Medicaid work requirements, and Arkansas from continuing its program, stating the program's approval by the Department of Health and Human Services is arbitrary and capricious because it did not address how the project would implicate the core objective of Medicaid, the provision of medical coverage to the needy. In a statement, Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services Administrator Seema Verma suggested the rulings would not dissuade her efforts to approve work requirements in other states. Matt Bevin, a Republican, has threatened to scrap the Medicaid expansion unless his state is allowed to proceed with the new rules. If he follows through with that threat, more than 400,000 new enrollees would lose their health coverage. In his decision on Kentucky, Boasberg criticized HHS officials for approving the state's second effort to institute work requirements, partly because Bevin threatened to end the Medicaid expansion without it. The UK Parliament holds indicative votes on 8 options regarding Brexit in an attempt to find an approach which can command a majority. None of the options are passed at this stage, however. A further round of voting is planned for Monday.